How you doing, Andy?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Anthony.
Hey, guys, where are you guys specifically in
We
Canada?
we are in Toronto. How about you?
Oh, awesome. I'm in LA right now, but I'm originally from Toronto,
Nice.
from Markham, Ontario.
We love it. Yeah, we love getting to talk to fellow Canadians. This is awesome for us. So thanks for taking the time.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, right off the bat, you got to join the Outer Banks, which is incredible. It's such a beloved show. What was it like getting that call, finding out you were joining this incredible show and cast, and what were the feelings going inside you? Who'd you call? Like, what was next?
Well, when I first got the audition, I remember it was in the morning, and we were just having breakfast, and I saw Outer Banks in my email, and I was like Outer Banks, and it said Carlos Singh for Outer Banks audition. I was like, this is it. I got to do it. And when we found out, later on that I got the role, the first person we called was my nephew, because that was like, I would be the coolest uncle in the world telling, our nephew who put us onto the show in the first place that I'm going to be, in the show. I couldn't say what capacity, but it was a lot of fun when I got that call and learned that I would be going to Barbados for the month of February. Being from Canada, you guys know, being on an island in February shooting action adventure, that's a lot of fun.
I kept telling Daniel, I'm like, every time I'm watching this season, I'm like, I need to go wherever they're going. I don't care if I have to, what I have to do to get to their sun and the heat and the beach. That's where I need to be.
You got to go to Barbados. I highly recommend it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Anthony almost became a treasure hunter. Yeah, because I'm going to start hunting treasure just so I could get out of here.
Curse of Oak Island, man. You can not east, go south.
There you go.
Canadians are so nice, and you know that because we're all Canadian here. Did you like playing a bad guy on this season's Outer Banks?
I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was like being a kid and getting to play the bad guy. It was a lot of fun in that world. The fast-paced adventure world that is Outer Banks and the treasure hunting and all of that stuff put together, and playing the bad guy when we've already seen the bad guys in that show, being Rafe and Ward, who are actually really bad guys. To be able to have to out bad guy those bad guys was wicked.
No, and you do, and I think that's what's so fun about the show, right? Like, I think because of the setting, the adventure, like there's just such like a nostalgic feeling to it as well too. Like, oh, this is just a fun adventure, and I think you all like get a moment to shine, and you all get to have so much fun. I think that's what's so great about this show, is that it's just such a fun show to really just binge and watch.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it's a great, and it's one hell of a ride up the alley. That is an epic movie of its own. It's its own monster.
It really is. And I got to ask you, if you had access to all of that gold, what's the first thing that you would do? If you had that just cavern of gold waiting for you, what are you doing with all that?
I would buy that island so that Anthony and you, Daniel, could come and live on it. We'd all hang out.
There you go. I knew you liked this guy. I know he's going to be. No, I appreciate that. We'd probably do the same thing. So open invitation.
Oh, well, thanks for seeing that. That's look at us. Look at us Canadians. We're all like, yeah, well, you're invited. As long as we put a Tim Hortons there, we're good to go.
That's all we need. That's all we need to survive, I think.
Oh yeah, double and like a chocolate glaze.
There you go.
Now I want to talk a little bit about spoilers. Your character's fate can be left open to interpretation. Now, you think he's alive or is he dead?
Beats me. I don't know.
Yeah, like that was my interpretation. I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust that he died at the end. I feel like you sunk into the water, you let everything happen above you, and then you kind of get out.
There's so many theories.
Yes.
Like if he's a mermaid and somehow he can swim down to the, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, we don't see it, so I don't know. I guess I'll let you guys know when I find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is open to interpretation. You're right, Anthony. It's open interpretation.
Yeah, no, but it's a lot of fun in that moment, seeing everything kind of building up to all of that. I think, like you said, it's a movie in itself. What was downtime like for you guys? Like, you're in a beautiful place in the world. Did you guys get to do much exploring? Did you get to hang out with the cast? Were you more, segmented because, pandemic restrictions or anything like that? What was it like for you guys, like, in between takes?
In between takes, we are always our chairs were always obviously spaced out due to the pandemic rulings. Barbados was actually a very, very in terms of protocols, had very strict protocols during the beginning of filming. I think the second time around we went back to Barbados, it became a little bit more lax. But that being said, like on our off time and stuff like that, we would hang out. We'd be on the beach hanging out. You know, I'd have my guitar. You know, my wife was with me. We just took in as much as we could when we could, because we were there and we were also enjoying ourselves. And that's such a wicked thing to be able to say. And so it was such a great opportunity to be a part of something that was possible.
I love that. Now, we also just recently got to watch you in I Like Movies, which you're great in.
Oh, great.
Such a fun movie. I think, for all of us, that time period, early 2000s, going to the store, renting movies. What are your memories of that time? What movies were you renting?
Oh, Blockbuster for days. First of all, I would go there every Friday. And then, when I was younger, it would be like new releases wall was the thing. Like that was where like the bread and butter was. That was, I think, where I got Signs when I was young, and then as I got older, I think I started to venture more into the other sections, horror, dramas, things, that I started to really love as well. And, being a part of I Like Movies, they did such a good job at creating that set. They did such a good job at making that sequels look so real and feel so lived in. It feels familiar when we see it. From the time we get into that space, we're like, oh, this is very nostalgic. And I think Chandler did such a great job at that, as well as, Isaiah, Romina, Krista, all the people that were a part of it, I think also lent to, the nostalgic feeling of that movie. It's so well done.
It is
so well done.
It really is. Yeah, it really, like, I think it's one of those films after we finish watching it, like, you just had that rush of nostalgia. You're like, oh, man, like, we have so many movies at our fingertips, and it's great, and it's amazing to do that. But there was also something about going into the video store and figuring out what you were going to watch. What was your night, your weekend?
And that Velcro off the wall.
Oh, the best feeling.
The feeling of like, oh, no, there's no more left. Can you check the returns bin? That was wicked.
It was.
What are you watching now in terms of content that you watch on TV or movies that you maybe recently seen?
Right now I'm watching Last of Us, which is really great. And I'm trying to think of anything else that I've seen, but Banshees of Inisherin, which was also incredible. There's a lot of great stuff out there right now. That's really cool. I mean, we're in the midst of, like, I believe, like a new age in terms of like TV and film and like what's possible. Yeah. I Like Movies is a cult classic. Like that could be a movie that, like, for 20 years from now people still watch, and like it holds up.
It does. It 100% does.
Yeah.
Andy, thank you so much for your time. We're so excited to see what you get to work on next, and we're just so appreciative of you hanging out with us today.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.